Hey everyone, welcome back to Lightshine Desserts, where you can get your daily dose of baking, the Word of God, decorating, and much, much more. So today, we are going to be making some cinnamon rolls. What I actually wanted to do was make cinnamon rolls, but kind of design it in a cool snowflake type of way, but it didn't end up like that in the end. So we're just going to make simple cinnamon rolls. So for this, it's like a yeasted dough. So this does use yeast. With this recipe, it has the milk, the butter all melted together, and then you add the yeast to that, which is typically the instant or super fast acting yeast. And then you pour it with all the dry ingredients, add in the egg, and then the dry ingredients, which I accidentally added in the egg after mixing it all at once like I'm doing right here. And then I added in the egg, which didn't really combine it too well. So I kind of had to physically forcefully mix it with my own hands afterwards. As you can see, it's just like spreading around the bowl. But then I got it all mixed in, and yeah, so basically for most typical yeast stuff, you might mix like the yeast just with water or warm water at least, and then do it with other stuff, what other things that you need to do it with, usually sugar, or you just add it into all the other things once it's risen. But with this one, you don't need to do that. So now we are going to be moving on to the filling for the sugar portion, cinnamon sugar portion. And I did the typical cinnamon, brown sugar. The butter is going to be added here, but I also added in some allspice to kind of spice it up a little bit. Typically, like the amount of sugar that's said in the recipe, I add a little bit more sugar at the end in spots that aren't like fully covered with sugar, because it needs to be sweet, needs to be cinnamony all over. Even if you're gonna roll it up at the end, it still needs to be it all over in the same spot, the same amount of sugar, same amount of cinnamon, same amount of butter. As you can see, I'm spreading it all over to the edges so it sticks just the right amount. And then so why do I always say we? I always say we. I always say we. And then I'm going to be adding in the cinnamon, sugar, allspice mixture, and just spreading that all over the place. And again, like I said, adding some more wherever it needs to. I don't really like for this when it kind of like starts to melt in or become like wet sand into the butter mixture, and then it's harder to spread because then I have to do all this. I accidentally melted the butter a little bit too much. It's supposed to be softened butter, but it does help spreading when it's more of melted type of butter. If you don't already know this, cinnamon rolls are one of my favorite desserts. Cinnamon rolls, macarons, cake pops, all that good stuff, the best. You just got that cinnamon, the yummy warmness, sweetness from the sugar. It's just super yummy. So when doing this part, sometimes I might like cut it while it's in that big spread rectangle and then roll it up separately so it's more evenly like cut. But then sometimes I might roll it up into the typical log and then cut it either with a knife. I usually do a knife, but I did scissors this time, which actually kind of helped with cutting it a little bit more, just made it a little bit easier. But yeah, overall they did turn out really good. I added caramel on top, just melted that down with some heavy whipping cream, and it tasted so good. Like, I literally ate almost the entire thing myself, okay? But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, tips, or things you want me to bake in the future, feel free to comment down below, and have a blessed week. Bye.